Hello everyone, welcome to Life Lesson Stories. You ever say the word later like it's a promise? Like time is a bank account that never runs out. Daniel thought that too. Until one phone call made him realize later can be the most expensive word you ever say. Pause. Daniel was not a bad guy. He wasn't mean. He wasn't cruel. He was just slow to start. He had dreams like everyone else. He talked about getting in shape. He talked about learning new skills. He talked about saving money and moving to a better place. But the truth is, Daniel's real talent was delay. His alarm would ring at 7:00. He would stare at the ceiling and think, 5 more minutes. Then 10. Then 20. He kept a notebook by his bed with big plans written in it. Start the course, fix the resume, call mom. The notebook stayed clean, like it was waiting for a version of him that never showed up. Daniel worked at a warehouse outside town. Nothing fancy, but it paid the bills. His boss, Mr. Carter, was the kind of man who didn't talk much. He didn't yell. He didn't insult people. He just watched and remembered. Daniel was late enough times that the other guys started joking about it. Same line every day from Daniel, said with a tired grin. Traffic was crazy. Alarm didn't go off. I'll make it up later. Even his mom knew the pattern. She'd call on Sundays, and Daniel would let it ring while he stared at the screen. Not because he didn't love her. Because he told himself, I'll call her back later. I'm just tired. Later felt harmless. Later felt safe. Later felt like he had control. Pause. One Monday morning, Daniel woke up and the room felt wrong. Too bright. Too quiet. He grabbed his phone and his stomach dropped. He had 7 missed calls. 3 from his boss. 4 from his mom. He checked the time and sat straight up. He was already 2 hours late. Daniel threw on his hoodie, ran out the door, and drove like panic could reverse time. When he got to the warehouse, Mr. Carter was waiting near the entrance. No yelling. No lecture. Mr. Carter just said, Daniel, you keep treating time like it doesn't count. Then he handed Daniel an envelope with his final check. Daniel stood there, blinking like the world had made a mistake. He wanted to argue, he wanted to explain. But he had used up his explanations, one late day at a time. He drove home with that envelope on the seat beside him like a brick. At a red light, he finally called his mom back. She answered fast, like she'd been holding her breath. Honey, are you okay? Daniel swallowed. Yeah, I'm fine, just busy. There it was again. Busy. Another word that sounds responsible, even when it's not true. His mom paused. Daniel, your aunt is coming by tonight. It's my birthday, remember? Daniel's heart sank. He did remember. He just didn't act. He forced a laugh. Of course I didn't forget. I'll be there later. After the call ended, Daniel sat in his car outside his apartment building and stared at nothing. Fired. Broke. And still saying later like it could save him. That night he showed up late to his mom's birthday. Not hours late, but late enough to walk in while people were already eating cake. His mom smiled anyway. She always smiled anyway. But Daniel noticed something he hadn't noticed before. Her smile looked tired. Later that week, Daniel went to a small corner shop to kill time because he had plenty of it now. It was one of those old places that repaired watches and clocks. The bell over the door jingled, and an older man looked up from behind thick glasses. The man nodded. You need a battery. Daniel shrugged. Just looking. The man held up a watch, tiny gears exposed. Most people don't come in here unless time already hurt them. Daniel gave a short laugh. What's that supposed to mean? The man set the watch down carefully. It means nobody values time when they think they have a lot of it. Pause. Daniel didn't know why, but he stayed. He talked, the old man listened. And before Daniel realized it, he told a stranger the truth. I keep messing up. I keep waiting. I don't know why I can't just do what I'm supposed to do. The old man reached under the counter and pulled out a small jar filled with marbles. He shook it once, soft clicking sound. How old are you? 28. The old man nodded, then tapped the jar. Let's say you live to 80. That's 52 years left. He slid the jar closer. Each marble is a week, not a year, a week. Daniel frowned. A week. The old man leaned forward. A week is small enough to waste without noticing, and big enough to lose your life with. Pause. Daniel stared at the jar. It didn't look like much. Just a container of small, ordinary things. And somehow that made it worse. The old man added, you can spend a week like it's nothing. Sleep through it, scroll through it, drift through it. Or you can spend it like it matters. That part is up to you. Daniel left with that image stuck in his head. A jar of weeks. A life you could hold in your hands. And waste without even feeling it. But even then, change didn't happen in one magical moment. Daniel tried to fix himself the way people always try. Big promises, big motivation, big talk. And by day 3, he slipped again. He stayed up late, slept in, missed an interview. He sat on the edge of his bed and felt that old, familiar defeat. Maybe this is just who I am. Then his phone rang. Pause. It was his mom. Her voice was softer than normal. Daniel, I'm at the hospital. It's nothing to panic about, but I need you to come. In Daniel's chest, something tightened. Not fear exactly. More like a sudden understanding that life does not wait for your schedule. He said, I'll be there. And for once, he didn't add the word later. Daniel drove fast, but this time he wasn't trying to beat a clock. He was trying to beat regret. When he got to the hospital, he found her sitting in a gown, small and pale under those bright lights. He saw her hands, the hands that packed his lunches, the hands that held him steady as a kid. Now they were trembling. His mom tried to smile. Hey, honey. Daniel sat beside her, and his voice cracked. I'm here. She reached for his hand. I'm okay, they caught it early, but it scared me. And all I could think was, time goes faster than we admit. Daniel felt his throat close. He wanted to say 100 things. I'm sorry. I should have called. I should have visited. I should have been better. But the worst part was this. He didn't need a tragedy to learn the lesson. He just needed to listen sooner. A nurse came in and said they were ready. His mom squeezed his hand. Don't look so guilty, just don't disappear on me, okay? Daniel nodded, eyes burning. I won't. Pause. The next morning, Daniel did something simple. Not dramatic. Not perfect. He bought a cheap calendar and hung it on the wall. He wrote 3 things on today's box. Call mom. Apply to 2 jobs. Walk for 20 minutes. That was it. No huge life overhaul. No speech. Just 3 small acts of respect toward his own life. And Daniel treated them like they mattered. Because now he understood something. Time is not just hours. Time is calls you make while someone is still here to answer. Time is showing up when people count on you. Time is the quiet work that builds a future you can actually live in. Weeks passed. Daniel got a new job, nothing glamorous but steady. He started arriving early, not because he became a different person overnight, but because he stopped negotiating with the alarm. When his friends invited him out, he still had fun. But he didn't drift through entire days anymore. He planned his time the way you plan money, when you finally understand what broke feels like. And he called his mom every Sunday. Not when he felt like it. Not when it was convenient. Every Sunday. Here's the moral. Being lazy is not always about being weak. Sometimes it's about forgetting that life is counting down, even when you are standing still. So if you've been waiting for the perfect moment, hear me. The perfect moment is a myth. The real moment is now. Because later is not a place you go. Later is a place where goals disappear. Later is where relationships fade. Later is where regret grows teeth. Pause. If this story reminded you of something you've been putting off, pick one small thing today and do it. One call, one step, one application, one honest conversation. Small actions done on time can change a whole life. And if you want more stories like this, like the video, share it with someone who needs it, and leave a comment with the word "now" so I know you're choosing yourself. Subscribe to Life Lesson Stories, because the next story might be the one that changes your direction. Pause.